We've all heard about rising seas and climate change, images of melting ice caps and flooded cities flashing across our screens. These are the warnings we can't ignore, the signs that our planet is changing faster than we ever imagined. But there's a crisis even more personal and urgent, one that strikes at the very core of our daily lives: the world running out of water. It's not just about distant droughts or faraway lands, it's about the water we drink, cook with, and depend on every single day. Imagine waking up to a world where rain is just a memory, where the gentle sound of flowing rivers is replaced by silence, and lakes have shrunk to muddy puddles. The landscapes we once took for granted are now unrecognizable, marked by the scars of drought and neglect. This isn't science fiction, it's the path we're on, a future that's becoming more real with every passing year. The warning signs are everywhere, and the consequences are already being felt by millions. Water, the essence of life, is becoming the most precious and contested resource on Earth. Every drop is now a treasure, fought over and protected, as communities struggle to secure their share of what was once abundant. Turning on a tap for clean water would be a miracle for most, while the majority would face a daily struggle for survival. For many, the simple act of quenching thirst becomes a challenge, and families are forced to make impossible choices just to get by. The green and blue of our planet would fade, and the natural world would fall silent. Forests wither, wetlands vanish, and the songs of birds and animals disappear as habitats dry up and life retreats. This isn't a sudden disaster, but a slow, creeping crisis, one that starts with drying wells and withering crops. Farmers watch their fields turn to dust, and entire communities are left wondering how much longer they can hold on. It begins in forgotten corners, in remote villages and overlooked towns, but it will reach every city, every home, no matter how wealthy or powerful. No one is immune to the consequences of a world without water. The story of water is the story of life, and we're now writing its most critical chapter. Our memories of abundant rivers and playful streams are fading, replaced by a new reality where every drop counts. Will we recognize the fragility of our most vital resource before it's too late? Or will we wait until the last well runs dry and the last riverbed cracks beneath our feet? The time to act is now. Our choices today will determine whether future generations inherit a world of abundance or one defined by scarcity and struggle. The unthinkable reality is closer than we think, but together we can change the story. For many of us, water is simply a part of daily life, always available, always flowing. We turn on the tap without a second thought, fill our kettles, wash our dishes and clean our homes, all with the effortless ease that comes from never having to worry about where our water comes from, or if it will run out. But how often do we pause to consider the true value of this invisible gift? Water is hidden in almost everything we use and consume. It's in the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and even the electricity that powers our lives. Every apple, every t-shirt, every light bulb has a hidden water story. Our modern civilization is built on the comforting illusion that water is endless, that it will always be there when we need it. But this belief is dangerously false, and the cracks in this illusion are starting to show. Every product and service we rely on has a water footprint, yet most of us have become disconnected from the source. We rarely see the rivers, lakes, and aquifers that make our lives possible. We treat fresh water as if it were limitless, polluting and overusing it without a second thought. Our actions, often unconscious, are slowly eroding the very foundation of our well-being. These careless habits are unsustainable, and the consequences are becoming impossible to ignore. Rivers are drying up, lakes are shrinking, and communities are facing restrictions and shortages. In many parts of the world, the illusion of abundance has already been shattered. Scarcity is a daily reality, forcing people to travel miles for a single bucket of water or rely on deliveries from distant sources. The convenience and comfort we enjoy is a privilege, not a guarantee. It's a fragile gift that can slip away if we fail to recognize its worth and protect it. To solve the water crisis, we must learn to see water's true value and respect the natural systems that sustain it. Conservation, restoration, and mindful use are essential steps. Only by changing our perspective and our habits can we hope to preserve this precious resource for future generations, ensuring that clean water remains a part of everyone's life. The first step is awareness. By truly seeing water, we can begin to cherish and protect it before it's too late. For over 2 billion people across the globe, water scarcity isn't just a distant worry or a looming threat, it's a harsh reality that shapes every single day. In countless communities, the struggle for clean water defines the rhythm of life, dictating when people wake, where they walk, and how they survive. In sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and the Middle East, the search for water is relentless. Every morning, families set out before sunrise, trekking miles under a blazing sun, just to find enough water to drink, cook, and wash. The journey is exhausting, and the water they find is often barely enough to meet their needs. Children are forced to trade classrooms for water buckets, missing out on education and opportunities. Many families have no choice but to collect water from polluted streams or stagnant ponds, exposing themselves to dangerous diseases that keep entire communities trapped in cycles of poverty and illness. Even wealthy cities are not immune. Cape Town and São Paulo, once thought to have secure supplies, have come terrifyingly close to running dry, with residents lining up for rations and city reservoirs reduced to cracked mud. Across continents, over-extraction and climate change are pushing rivers, lakes, and underground aquifers to the brink. Once thriving waterways are now reduced to barren landscape, and farmland lies parched, unable to yield crops. By 2030, nearly half the world's population could be living under high water stress. Cities swell with people, but their water supplies are stretched thin, and in crowded slums, long lines at water points are a daily ordeal. As demand for water soars, we are draining ancient aquifers, natural reserves that took thousands of years to form, much faster than they can ever be replenished. Wells run dry, and once fertile lands turn to dust. This is a quiet emergency, unfolding in silence and shadows. For millions, the day begins and ends with the anxious wait for water, a basic need that is slipping further out of reach. The world cannot afford to look away. No one is immune. Water scarcity is a global crisis, touching every continent, every class, every age. From bustling cities to remote villages, the struggle for water unites us all in vulnerability. The time to respond is running out. The clock is ticking, and the choices we make today will determine whether future generations inherit a world of abundance or one defined by thirst. History warns us civilizations collapse when water runs out. The Dust Bowl of the 1930s turned fertile U.S. farmland into desert, forcing families to flee. It was a man-made disaster. Drought and poor farming practices destroyed the land. More recently, California's mega droughts have emptied reservoirs and devastated agriculture. Even advanced societies are vulnerable when water vanishes. Wells run dry, crops fail, and entire communities are uprooted. These crises show how quickly prosperity can unravel. Our technology and wealth can't shield us from nature's limits. The lesson is clear. Ignore water's fragility, and we risk repeating history. We must learn, adapt, and act before it's too late. Imagine a future where the warning not inevitable if we act now. The collapse of water systems would trigger disaster after disaster. Agriculture would fail. No water means no crops, no livestock, and empty supermarket shelves. Famine would spread, and food riots would erupt in cities worldwide. Hunger would become universal, not just a problem for the poor. Disease would surge as sanitation fails. Cholera and typhoid would return with a vengeance. Hospitals would become centers of infection, not healing. Energy systems would falter. Hydroelectric dams and power plants need water to run. Blackouts would plunge cities into darkness, halting communication and transport. Modern life would grind to a halt. We'd face a world without food, power, or health. A civilization dried up, the domino effect would be unstoppable. Prevention is our only hope. Can technology rescue us from water scarcity? Desalination plants and water recycling offer hope, turning seawater and wastewater into drinkable supplies. Innovations like drip irrigation help farmers use less water, but these solutions are energy-intensive, expensive, and not accessible to all. Desalination creates waste that can harm oceans, and recycling faces public resistance. Technology is vital, but it's not a cure-all. We must also protect natural ecosystems, harvest rainwater, and reduce demand. Real change means rethinking how we value and use water. We can't engineer our way out of a crisis caused by overconsumption. The answer lies in both innovation and conservation. The water crisis is woven into every global challenge we face. Scarcity fuels conflict, migration, and geopolitical instability. It undermines cooperation on everything from climate change to public health. A warming planet disrupts rainfall, melts glaciers, and worsens droughts and floods. As water-rich ecosystems vanish, more carbon is released, accelerating climate change. It's a vicious cycle. A drier world becomes hotter, and a hotter world becomes drier. Our technological advances mean little if we can't provide clean water for all. Water is the foundation of peace, health, and food security. Solving the water crisis is essential for a stable, resilient future. Everything depends on it. We stand at a crossroads, a future of scarcity and conflict, or one of stewardship and renewal. The choice is ours, but time is short. Awareness is the first step, understanding water's value and the fragility of its systems. This knowledge must drive action at every level. Governments, industries, farmers, and individuals. We need investment in resilient infrastructure, protection of ecosystems, and policies that reward conservation. Industries must innovate, and agriculture must become sustainable. Each of us can make a difference by using water wisely. Our capacity for change is immense if we act together. The story of water can be one of hope, not tragedy. The time to choose is now. The future of our world depends on it.
You've seen what could happen. But this was only the beginning. Next episode. What if gravity